So here I found some Linux and Snapdragon. Hi.
Hi.
Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Tim Benton. I am Vice President of Engineering at Linaro. And Linaro works to empower and drive forward the ARM ecosystem.
So we got some X1 Elite.
Yep.
Running full Linux.
Yep. Full Linux.
How's the performance?
So the performance is excellent. You can see we have a demo here showing image recognition. We have some demos also showing gameplay. I'm sure Abel here can fire those up if we need to. And yeah, the performance is comparable. We were just discussing it. It's up there with the Apple chips in similar sorts of.
Because it's been 3-4 years with the M1, M2, M3.
Yep.
But it hasn't been so easy to run Linux on those, right?
Indeed.
Kind of impossible, or?
Difficult, because obviously that's more of a closed ecosystem, whereas here we've worked very closely with Qualcomm, and we've been upstreaming all of the pieces to make it possible. We've been tuning it, and now we have actual real out-of-the-box laptops running Linux on Snapdragon with no issues. You don't have to go build your own kernel.
How's the GPU performance?
GPU performance is excellent. So you can see here we've got real-time object detection.
So this is actually the last year's platform, basically.
Last year's what, sorry?
Last year's Qualcomm platform. So it's the older generation.
Gen 3, or what do you call it? No, I forget.
I think it was CX. The 8CX, yes. This is the X Elite. So we're focusing on Linux now. Windows is something that Qualcomm does.
Please introduce yourself.
Okay, so I'm Abel.
What do you do with this?
I'm actually the one that worked on bringing up this platform Linux-wise. We managed to do this in, like, I think, a couple of months. So right before the announcement, we got access to the platform itself. We started working on it, and then
the announcement, before CES, January?
It was the announcement. It was in October, I think.
October, yeah.
Yes, and yes, we had the full Debian working on it before the announcement, and we had all the patches ready to go for the Linux kernel, obviously. And yes, that's.
How much of the software on this platform could just be ported over? Or how much do you need to optimize on this new platform?
So the kernel itself needs to. It's a different. Well, the drivers are different, obviously. The device tree is different because it describes the hardware, and then you have firmware stuff that's different, obviously, because of the platform again. Everything else should be working out of the box from the earlier generation.
It's the idea with the ARM stuff, right? It's supposed to be interoperable and just compatible even with new chips that come out. But there's so much more performance in here to use.
So basically this is supposed to be a competitor with the Intel laptops, basically. And when we're going to have this one out, I think probably at the end of this year, a commercially available one, I think Lenovo or somebody, I don't know exactly who's going to do one, but I think it's you could probably buy one of these and be better off than a Intel-based one because of the power management. This one is fanless, so it doesn't have any active cooling. Yes.
How good are you going to be compared to the M1, M2, M3?
So again, benchmarks show it's there. I think it even beats M2, but I don't remember the numbers now. But I think it beats M2. I think it's comparable to M3. Now it depends on what you're looking for. If you're looking for single thread or multi-thread, I think multi-thread beats M3. I think single thread doesn't. I don't remember the details now, but I think it's somewhere in there.
It's so fascinating what Apple has been doing the last few years. And I was always thinking, the one way they can make the Pro and the Max and everything, it's kind of like just putting two chips together, or three And
yeah.
Is that a trick? Is that a way that if people might want to do even more powerful, it's like you just I don't know, they have fast memory between the different kind of like.
You mean the interconnect that they use? I don't know the details. I don't think Qualcomm is doing that as of yet. I don't know their plans with that, but to be honest, I don't think there is much advantage to that. If the SoC itself, if the cores itself are performant enough, you don't need to have an interconnect. That's my take on it. I think, and this goes to show that exact thing. So yeah.
So it's always been, since I was in the Linaro Connect maybe more than 10 years ago, it was always the stuff with all these guys at Linaro wanting to work on the ARM device, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it stands
always
for.
been a big thing. ARM on ARM.
ARM on ARM, right?
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, it's been possible kind of, right?
Yes, that is now, that's possible with these devices. So.
Yes.
And I guess a lot of Linaro engineers have MacBooks, ARM powered.
Some of them do, yep.
Engineers lots of us are using the.
This is the daily
X13S.
driver.
This
yeah.
is actually my daily driver. You see
Really?
right here.
This
Yes.
one?
Yeah.
It's just a different setup for the
good.
demo, but yes, I'm using this as
It's
a
very
daily
good.
driver. Yes, and actually I managed to compile a kernel for this one on it, and I think I got under 9 minutes or something, which is, I mean, comparable with an Intel-based one. So I guess, yeah, it should. When this device is going to be commercially available with the SoC basically, you're going to be better off
Because
with this
there
one.
was something about Qualcomm having an exclusive partnership with the Microsoft stuff sometimes. I wonder if all these Windows on ARM will just be allowed to run Linux. You know what I mean?
I think it's doable. Yes, I think it depends on the vendor, right? So Qualcomm is becoming more friendly with the. It's there actually. We have, so this one was brought like in a couple of months after the announcement of the ThinkPad itself. We had Linux working on it, but I mean it's an ongoing process. We're still working on that stuff.
So what's been happening in the last 5 years, let's say with Linaro and optimizing the whole ecosystem around something that can work like this?
Yes, I think we've been working, I think, more on the end-to-end and the complete solutions. If you think about the history of Linaro, way back when, we were much more focused on solving specific technology problems, such as just get Linux to work on ARM, get it to be comparable. And now we've solved a lot of those problems, and so that we've sort of moved into a slightly new phase where we're looking at projects like this, which is, it's not about enabling a driver or getting Linux kernel to work. It's about getting actual devices end-to-end up there and working and in people's hands. And I think that's sort of the next phase of where we go with driving the ARM ecosystem forward. It's grown up. It's much more professional. It's much more about solving the big solutions, the big problems.
So I see behind all the logos of the members, right?
Yeah.
And it's often, as I understand, they each contribute the engineering for the open source project, but you also kind of like work with the kind of the end product to optimize to make it really, really work. Hey, what's up? To make it really, really work.
Yeah. And we do the whole collaborative engineering is key and core piece of what we do, as is the open source aspect of it. But also, we have engagements with individual companies. So Remarkable, we worked with them on
This running
building.
Linux?
What does this run underneath?
This one is running Linux. This is a custom Linux system.
What do you say? What Linux?
Yeah, this one is running Linux. So this is a custom distribution, distro on top of Linux. And here at Linaro, we help that company to create that kind of product, optimizing powers, optimizing performance, and so on.
Because many of these devices have been using the Android. But
Yes.
there's different, more optimized ways maybe to
Yes,
get things done, right?
but Android is really made for, mobile phone, high-end product. Here we wanted to really have a custom system, so with really optimized power. So for example, when you are not touching the screen, The CPU can go in very low power modes. Okay, this is based on ink technology. So this is the display is retaining its states even if you are shadowing down all the CPU or the other subsystem on the platform.
So ultra optimized heterogeneous system to go low power
and
then come up.
That's the idea. Yeah, that's the idea, and that's what we can do with that kind of technology and display technology. So you can use that tablet for days, for weeks, without having to recharge it. So.
That's awesome, and potentially you can have it as a laptop display, huh?
Yes, there is actually a keyboard that exists for it, and there is a strong community on around that project. Some people developing a hack.
Because some engineers, right, at Linaro, are getting so many hours on the screen, and there's a backlight, and even if it's an OLED.
This one is reflective,
Well, it is. It's great to see. I mean, this is a fantastic product, and it's a really fun device to use. But yeah, as like says, there's a big community around it of people trying to do even more and trying to make it usable as a laptop, and that's great to see that innovation happening within the community.
What other boards and stuff are you showing here?
Okay, so we should talk about one lab. So here we have. Okay, let me start. So this is. You may have heard of Lava, which is really the industry standard for automated testing, which Linaro created.
Many people using it?
Yes, it's used right across the industry for testing. Here we have, based on the Lava managed service, so this is cloud orchestrated Lava testing, and we have developed this beautiful board, which is a Linaro's own hardware, and it's a Lava appliance, and this handles all of the connectivity and all of the test running for the device under test here. What it means is that instead of spending days, months, sometimes enabling your board for automation, you have this board which takes care of it all. So instead of massive test harnesses and PDUs and switches and USB connectors, you have one board, plug it into the Ethernet. That can drive your device under test remotely anywhere in the world. So you no longer need to have that in a lab, physically in our lab. You can take your board, we can ship you one of these, we can plug it in, and it will all work out of the box. So that's the sort of the bottom end, the actual testing infrastructure. These are called MIBs. This is the mechanical interface board. So that's a very cheap sort of $5 board which goes between the Lava appliance and the device under test, and does the translation of the headers so that we can drive it. And then at the other end we have OneLab, and OneLab is a collaboration with ARM, and this is around continuous automated testing of standards. So here we're testing system ready, we're testing PSA, and we're testing Parsec. And as you can see here, we're testing the whole software stack. So from the firmware through the distributions, we're testing them security enabled. We've got PSA and Parsec. We're testing it on multiple distributions and with cloud native integrations. Here we have all of the boards currently under test, which are linked in and tested automatically here. So what you can see very quickly is if I pick my board, I can look across and say, okay, I've got a Renesas board here. It's passing the system ready tests on V1. It's passing the AWS Greengrass tests, the Canto tests. It's running on 3.7 of Fedora, so it's not been tested on the latest version. It either failed that or it hasn't yet been tested. So I can very quickly see the interoperability and know that if I have system-ready Renesas board, I can run it with any of these things out of the box with no problem, and it's continuous. So the moment I make an update, the moment I change my firmware, this is retested, and that is a massive, useful resource for partners who are looking to use and find boards to use, and also for those silicon vendors and for the OEMs and the ODMs to make sure that their boards are system ready certified and they stay that way, and if there are problems they catch it instantly. And this is a really powerful tool which we're getting a lot of interest, and a lot of people are engaging with us. We'll be making some more announcements about that later on.
How is Linaro's focus on the different segments in the market? Like, how much are you doing into servers right now?
So servers are really interesting at the moment because we've spent a lot of time working on server enablement, on SBSA, SPBR.
Since a decade.
Yeah, but servers are a reality now. For a long time, we came to Linaro Connect and everyone said, when are ARM servers going to actually be viable and work, and lots of initiatives.
Now big moves are happening, huh?
AWS,
Ampere.
Yeah, Ampere. AWS are running Graviton in China. The market is massive, and so
China. Which one do they use over there?
So that will probably be the Huawei, the Kunpeng, and those chips. I think it's about 30% of the server market in China is now ARM-based.
Really?
So it's crazy.
Oh.
And it's now, again, as I was saying earlier, it's kind of grown up. So we're moving from enablement to looking at doing this kind of thing for servers. And this is focused more on the edge and automotive world at the moment. But no reason you shouldn't have that for servers. And it's about how do we help the mature ecosystem to run and operate.
That could be the Ampere chip
Yep.
in the Lava.
Absolutely.
Or something else.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, servers are big. Automotive.
And all the big companies are talking about designing their own ARM chips.
Yep.
And maybe they're in the process of doing it, or they already have done it.
Yeah,
like the Google, the Microsoft,
the
everybody.
Cloud, yeah, all the CSPs, they're doing their own. I mean, Google, Microsoft,
and Amazon's been doing it for years.
Yeah, everyone's
several
looking at
generations.
this. Yeah. So that's definitely one way to go. And as a big company like that, you can see that you might want to have absolute control over that, and you've got the volume and the scale that it makes it worthwhile. Obviously, if smaller companies are not going to be building their own, they're going to be going to Ampere and using their chips or whoever else.
Would you say Linaro is a huge success?
Absolutely.
Because it's like changed the whole world?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's really exciting when you look around all the products around here. Our products are on, our software is in everything. Every Android phone that ships, we're the guys who build and make those kernels and test them alongside Google. Every instance of Linux has got a significant amount of Linaro code running in it. So we are, as we say, we're the software engine of the ARM ecosystem, and we're really excited to be a part of everything that's going on here.
I'm even going to say, there's amazing stuff Apple has been doing. For sure, they've been using all the stuff Linaro has been doing and putting in the OS X.
Oh,
right? And the Mac OS is, because open source, everybody can use it.
Yeah, indeed.
So it's been used by the Microsoft guys, by the Apple guys.
Yeah, and of course we're working with Microsoft as well, and Windows on ARM, so we're not just Linux these days. We've also been working with Microsoft and Qualcomm.
What do you do with the Microsoft Windows on ARM?
So we are mainly working on the enablement of the tools and the software stacks, the software packages. So we're not working on core Windows, that's obviously proprietary, but we've had a big program for the last couple of years with Microsoft to make sure that all of the open source software works with Windows on ARM. So that's enabling the tool sets. It's getting things like Python and AI work, AI packages like PyTorch working and optimized. We've been working on Windows Perf to make sure that developers have a really great experience. And that's again, Windows on ARM is a reality now. It's been taken very seriously, and there are real laptops shipping and performing exceptionally well.
And here you have a big team going around talking with all the different companies here?
Yes, we've got quite a few people here because we're everywhere, and we work with a lot of the companies here, so it's a really good opportunity for us to be here to meet them and to network. So we have
Sahash behind there is doing a demonstration.
Yeah, if you want to
right?
dive in and have a look.
doing.
He will do a lot better than me at demonstrating it.
Talking about a bunch of stuff. And how big is the Linaro Connect? How many people show up to that?
I think it's about 600 at the last one. I'm not sure how many this year, but hopefully it will be larger again this year. And we're really, it's becoming a little bit more of an open event, so we're encouraging people who are not necessarily Linaro members. We want to embrace the ARM developer ecosystem and really bring people from the ARM community together to interact beyond just sort of the membership.
Where is it going to be, this one?
It'll be in Madrid this year, in May. I forget exactly which venue, but it's all on the website.
All right.